Life flows like a running water of a canal. Earth and water, they make the foundation of the life. Today we are here to talk about the very sociological and realistic theme of a movie named Paan Singh Tomar. For him, life became chase, and his life itself became the part of earth and water. The race that he took his part, he became a revolutionary also of life and profession. He joined army, Indian Army, and he wanted to serve the sports. In his sports quota, he proved himself. At the very beginning, he made a mark in 5,000 meter race. But on his trainer's role, he decided to quit for the satisfaction of his guru, and he said he was prepared by his guru for steeplechase, hurdle race, one of the type of the hurdle race. That hurdle race he ran across, instead of sticking on the basic theme of the movie. It would be better that critically examine the sociological pattern and examine the social realism that was portrayed in the movie quite nicely. When it came to the life of Paan Singh Tomar, he was a revolutionary at the beginning. Just like the movie we talked, Shabri, there was a term Biplav. Here is a term Baagi. This Baagi, this revolutionary, equates the term revolutionary. Baagi and Biplav both stands for revolutionary. He made a mark in his life by taking part, but for him, Indian Army, military, police, they are not doing their job judiciously. That's why there is problem in the nation. He is very critical about the system of the nation. He criticizes very harshly, and many a times his criticism proved real. His land was grabbed by his neighborhood people, by his relatives, and he became a landless farmer. There was cheating on the part of people who form the constituent part of the system. He lost his land, he lost his property, and then ultimately he decided to quit the job of Indian Army after taking voluntary retirement. The person who was protecting the boundaries of the nation for the security and safety of all national citizens, he himself found lost and his property was not protected. For him, life became very tough. And the movie opens such a realistic panorama of life that became his destiny. He fought, he quarreled, he struggled. This is not a Marxist theme where proletariat is grabbing the bourgeoisie property. Rather, this is the theme, this is the story of a man, very simple man from a, you can say, normal family and down to earth family. He was struggling for his life and making his life visible. He wanted to lead very peaceful life. He wanted to prove himself in the ground of the sports. But ultimately he was not allowed to do by the system. He fought. He tried to prove himself. He won medals. He was promoted to Subedar. But ultimately he had to quit just to save his land, save his earth that was grabbed by his neighbor. His land was grabbed, his property was snatched, he lost everything and he was deprived. He wanted to seek help from the police, but police was also good of nothing. They didn't offer any help to him, and his career got an unexpected break. For attaining his land from those who snatched it, he had to fight, and that fight was, he was having a faith in the system, but that fight turned illegal as he was left with the mercy of the ruffians, where district commissioner, whether DM and other people, they were afraid of intervening to the system. They were not ready to intervene the system to the local gangsters of Bundelkhand, of Chambal, that constitute the part of criminal background of the Chambal. And then he was left at the mercy. He had no option with him. That's why he formed a gang. That gang was to lead and snatch the property back from those who snatched to him. Fighting with the system, he lost his all hope, and ultimately running became his destiny. In his services to Indian Army, he used to run on the sand, or he used to run in the ground for winning medals to the country. But after coming out from there, he had to run on the jungle. He had to run into the jungle, and he has to flew away from the police, from system, from military, and having no other option left for his life. His life became a race that has no end, that knows no bound, that knows no end to no destination. The struggle that began in the forest had to end in the forest. And here, in such panorama, the movie proceeded. Paan Singh Tomar is such a movie that deals with the sociological reality of human life, Indian life. Each person who was born in the state of UP and other places and having some land, and if they are serving in the other states or other places away from home, they are destined to jump into the plight, and their predicament may be same and similar as, if not same, it may be similar as Paan Singh Tomar. There are several incidents of grabbing the land of those who are weak by those who are strong, and then capturing it and confiscating it. How long such things will continue, and can we make them to continue forever? We need to put somewhere full stop. For the film study point of view, we can concentrate on few points. The film, in order to make its realistic domain alive and manifest it on the screen, it has a linguistic approach as well. That linguistic approach of the language came alive when they adopted the dictionary vocab of very rustic habits. For example, I would like to cite here like lemon juice is the very language rustic word. And then there comes Subedar Chacha. This term, adopting the term of Subedar Chacha or adopting the term of lemon juice or rustic vocab and very rural, romantic, realistic panorama was painted and described by the film producer. In this sociological realism, social realism, we notice that the film came quite close to human life. Nowhere we notice that we are visualizing a film, rather we notice that Paan Singh Tomar is the part of real life, it is of real destiny, real predicament. There many questions are raised and unsolved. How many Paan Singh Tomar Indian society wants? That the person who had a bright future, bright life, had to succumb to death and tabooed, tagged as the criminal and encountered by the police in the name of a gangster and gangster act. He was accepted as the gang leader, he was by the society, and that raised a question that criminals are born or criminals are bred. अपराधी जन्मजात होते हैं या अपराधी बनाए जाते हैं, यह एक सवाल समाज के सामने छोड़ती है ये सिनेमा पान सिंह तोमर. And based on that we need to think, and this propagates the theory that criminals are not born, criminals are bred, because such a simple man can be converted into the criminal life and projected to the forest, dense forest of Chambal, and having no background, no criminal background, who was a sport loving person, but he couldn't maintain, couldn't follow his dream, couldn't run for that, rather he had to die a death of a criminal. He was tagged as the criminal because system stood nowhere to support him, system stood nowhere to protect him, system stood nowhere to save him, safeguard him, though he stood every time for the nation, to save the nation. Many a times when from the sports background, when he was not ready to, government was not ready to send him to fight in a war, he was fighting that he should be allowed to go there. Why he is not being allowed? But his officer said that sports persons are the treasure of the nation and we cannot risk their life, and that is why he was not allowed. These are the things, these are the questions we need to take. If system is not allowing a person to fight in the battle for the nation because he is considered as the treasure of the nation, how can that system not protect his land? Such is the destiny of farmers in India, such is the destiny of poor people in India. Their life, property, their every possession is at risk, whether it is inside village or inside city. Man is more dangerous than the animal, and this animosity, this animal instinct of the man is in full play. We need to protect our society, we need to change our life, and we need to change our heroes, we need to safeguard our leaders, and government need to be more humane. Otherwise, human life of such persons will always be in danger. Thank you, thanks a lot. Became a steeplechase journey, and he ran like anything, like a butterfly on the field of the life, and that waters and sand, that is steeplechase, for which he was representing the nation, representing the country, for which he was running and trying to prove his dreams, trying to follow his dreams. He couldn't do that. He couldn't materialize it. Somewhere system needs to be sensitive to the deaths of our heroes, to the deaths of our heroes who fought for the nation, who tried to prove themselves. into the life of humankind, and the need is to be proactive government. The need is to be more sensitive. Otherwise, these ruffians, these criminals, the real criminals will keep looting the civil people, and those civilized people, they will be killed, they will be butchered and buried of an unrecognized death. Paan Singh Tomar has been really a celebrated person for the nation, but there are many such persons who are neither recognized nor left. Their story is not even considered worth painted and worth picturized in the life. They die in incognito. Such situations can be altered to safeguard and establish a very good human civilization that is humane to its heroes, that is sensitivity is there, and life is protected. If not, life will be bewildered and lost into nowhere, into the darkness. We need to protect and we need to safeguard such people. Welfare of common man is the welfare of society. Paan Singh Tomar, such movies, they tell us, they teach us that we need to protect our heroes. We need to protect the dreams, and we need not to kill the dreams if we want really a developed India.